Okay, so we're going to start with the short stance split squat in this one, and the key with this is to keep tension throughout the whole repetition, and also what we're trying to avoid doing is to avoid straightening out that leg. So what I want to do initially is I'm going to start on one foot here, and this is to help me find midfoot, mid stance, and once I've found that there, I'm going to put my back toes down for balance. So again, it's a short stance split squat, so I'm not back here. If I stand back, it's going to pull me onto my heel, so I want to stay forward here into the midfoot. Back toes are down for balance. Now from here, I'm squatting down to as low as is comfortable. I'm shifting forward slightly. When I get that bottom position out, I'm going to stay here for a second, and I'm going to create tension, pushing that midfoot into the floor. And as I come up, my knee's not going backwards. I'm going up through my hips here, smashing that foot into the ground. Just to here, I'm not going to end range. I'm going to stay in here and back down again, okay? So we're going to go again, bottom position, stick there, and I start to smash into the floor, push into the floor, create tension. Now I'm pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. That speed coming up. Go again. Shifting forward slightly to keep midfoot. If I float off my heel, that's okay. Keep smashing down, keeping tension. Squeeze, back down again. Smash into the floor. There we go, down again. This should not feel easy. Again, smashing down. Don't try and get out of that, stay with the tension. Push into the floor, smash, smash, smash. Ooh, legs are burning. Go one more. Shifting my weight forward a little bit. Smashing down, keep tension. Stay in there. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, we'll go to the other side. Same thing again initially. So I'm going to drop into my shin a bit here. Come off my back foot just to bring my weight forward a little bit, and then toes down for balance. This is my bad knee now. From here, I'm going to come down. I'll be a bit slower on this side. Shifting my weight forward a bit, smashing down, create tension. Leg is shaking like crazy already. And up and squeeze. Again, we're avoiding that knee extension, meaning my knee straightening. I want to work through the hips as well here. So get that bottom position, stick for a second, create tension, smash down. Same again, I want to keep that tension, smash that midfoot into the floor. Don't let that knee shoot back. Shift the weight forward a bit. My heel's floating a little bit, that's okay. Squeeze. Smashing down. There we go again. The key is really trying to stay in there. Keep that tension. Don't look for an exit. Whew. All right then, from those, we'll go into a FLR, front leaning rest. So again, I don't want to sink into my shoulder blades or sag here. Pushing through the floor, squeezing the glutes. Staying over the hands again, we're not back here. Just stay strong. If you want to make it more challenging, we could try our low push-up position. And holding here too. Not letting the hips shoot up. Stay low. Into there. And that's one round. You can maybe go for 3 of those. So we'll go into more of a hinge pattern there. So next is the kickstand hinge. Same setup, but from here Instead of bending the knees and going straight down, I'm going to keep that knee bend, that positive shin angle. This will be our negative angle, positive. Now what I want to do, I'm going to have my hand on my glute, these fingertips in the hip crease. I want to keep my spine lengthened, and from here I'm pushing back, trying to make my glute big here, get a good stretch into these tissues. Now from here, I don't want this leg to straighten. I'm going to stay in here. Next thing is the crown of my head. I want to reach forward, like I'm looking over a wall here. Okay, so it's like the top of my head, my shoulders, everything moving forward, but I'm hanging out of my glute here, trying to reach back through here. Should get a stretch here again. If I'm off my heel, that's okay. And now what I want to do is, like I'm kind of in my stride here, I don't want my knee to go backwards. What I want to do is really squeeze up through my glute, forward and up, bringing my glute over my heel to here. So again, we're going back down, reaching back. When I get to that bottom position, I'm going to hold for a second, hanging out of the glute here. You're going to like lengthen through here. Again, the shape of my back stays the same. I'm not overextending on the way up. I'm going up with the hip. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. There you go. Reaching back through the hip. Keeping this shin angle here. And again, I want to keep my knee where it is. I don't want my knee, like again in the gym, we might have a bench or a yoga mat here. I want to keep my knee there as I come up. Again, we're not trying to extend our knee. Reaching back. We can hang out down the bottom for a second or two, really try and get that stretch. Squeeze. Coming up. Okay. Same thing this side. Again, whenever foot is forward, I'll have that same side hand on the glute. I want to feel that glute getting bigger, or those tissues lengthen. Reaching back. Other hand can be my hip crease to help push my hips backwards. I'm going to hold. Come up with the hips. Similar to the short stance split squat. I want to take my time going to the reps. I don't want to rush this. Again, like I'm looking over the edge of a wall or something here. Reaching forward to the top of my head. Trying to reach back in my glute. Lengthen those tissues and squeeze my way up. I do sometimes like to take a second or two in that bottom position to hang out of my glute, then come up. If you want, on the last rep of each set, we can just hang out for maybe even 10 seconds. Almost you're trying to fall forward, but your glutes pulling you back. Keeping that tension. Then the next, grab something from my elbow. Side plank. Again, whenever I'm coaching these in the gym, I like to turn my palm down, press the forearm into the floor. I want to stack top shoulder over the bottom shoulder. Nice straight line from my shoulder to my heels. Hold that position. And again, I'm not letting my hips go backwards. Just alignment here, straight lines. I'm not sinking into my shoulder. Push away. Strong through here. Should have got a mat for my feet. Can feel that as much, all right. So here we go. Again, check for that alignment. Not back here, not twisting this way. I'm trying to stay strong through here. Squeeze my glutes as well. The next sequence of exercises is more for the hips. So the first one is clamshells. So here again, I'm starting with my knees bent, hips bent. What I'm doing is I'm going to come up and forward, extend the hips and squeeze. So again, bottom shin stays on the floor, squeeze, staying strong through my side, my obliques here as well. Push that bottom shin into the floor to lift up through the top glute as well. Getting both sides. Feel that glute firing. Whew, all right. Other side as well. So again, we don't want to sink or sag to our side either. I want to keep everything engaged. So I'm straightening the hips, lifting. Clamshells. Next one's more a mobility piece. We're doing here just some windshield wipers. Now we can, it's like a 90-90. We can use our hands initially, so to help guide us from one side to the other. Then if you want to use a bit more core and balance, you can go without the hands. Then we're going to kind of end up in that 90-90 position. I'm a bit more restricted on this side. I feel it there a little bit. I can take a second or two in that position to get my body settled into it a little bit. We can take our time. I can feel myself moving a little bit as I do this, shuffling across the deck. We can go for about 8 to 10 on each side. And once that's done, I'll reset and we can do our 90-90 sliders. So with this one, I'm looking for a little bit of internal rotation through my femur and my hip here. So that'll mean lifting my foot a bit higher than my knee. I want to stay tall here so I'm not leaning back too much. And from here, trying to hide the dirt in my feet. I'm going to lift up. And again, as I always say in the class, there's nothing aggressive or sudden here. I don't want any pressure or tension on the inside of the knee. I'm getting into my hip here. And again, back to here. I'm not coming up to here. This is my 90-90. 90-degree bend in both knees roughly. Breathing heavier than I should be here. Yeah, okay. Other side. And again, just make sure there's no pressure on this knee. I'm going to flex my toes a bit from here. Nice controlled movement, nothing aggressive or sudden or crazy. I'm going to feel a bit tight along my side here as well, it's okay. Again, not forcing anything. Now the little hip sequence then. I'm going to finish at the end of that. So a little quick hip stretch. Again, just relax back down, head on the floor. I can use my elbow here to just kind of push into my thigh a little bit, but I also want to flex my foot slightly so I'm not putting any pressure on the outside of my knee as I do this stretch. The other side. Try and hide the dirt in the soles of my feet a little bit. Same thing, try and relax the head back. Just a few deep breaths here.